everybody, another week, another tutorial. Today's question is from 2 years ago. I still don't understand the motion of the feet, how to keep them in first without losing the position, how the feet move within the turn. I'm trying to watch yours and it looks like a step, bring the other leg around, turn, etc. Does the foot going first lose the position for a split second when the other one crosses in front and then turns back into first position alongside the second foot? Does that make sense? This was under my Chaînés video. So in theory, yes, in a perfect world, we keep a first position the whole time in the chaîné turns. You know, we have our butt anchored so tightly that our legs stay in a turned out first position. But as you will see, it does not always stay that way. Yes, the feet do slip slightly parallel, and this can depend on a lot of things. It can depend on the speed of your turn. It can depend on the friction of the floor. Sometimes you do lose that first position a little bit. Sometimes it does turn into a little bit of a sixth position. And I'll point these things out. My general tip is don't think about it too much. Your feet will kind of just naturally go if you're following the instructions that I gave in the video. The biggest and most important tip was that chaînés are not done side to side. A lot of teachers like to teach chaînés by doing this like flip-floppy pancake motion, and it's really not a half and half swinging your legs from side to side, like waddling like a penguin to get into a chaîné turn. It's really your legs going forward, like in front of you. You almost march like a toy soldier a little bit. So if you're confused, you can go watch that video. If you're still confused about what the feet are doing even after that video, I'm gonna try to demonstrate it here. I think I'm really just gonna put the camera or my laptop down on the ground, behind my feet, in front of my feet, and I'll try to slow it down in the editing just so you can kind of see what exactly the feet are doing. I'll do chaînés in different directions. I'll do them in demi-point, I'll do them in point, and hopefully you'll be able to kind of like see what the feet are doing for those who care, for those who are still like hung up on what the feet are doing. And yeah, we'll just take a closer look and we'll see how it's going. So right away you'll notice that even though I started in croisé, I scooted my heel and pivoted my body to tombe effacé to the corner. My right leg doing the tombe is now in front of my body. It is pointing towards the corner number 2, which is the line that I want to take. The second leg, the left leg, steps right on that path, directly in front of the first leg. If I had drawn a line on the floor, both feet would be stepping one in front of the other, like a marching toy soldier. Both feet never linger on the ground at the same time. Once one foot makes contact, the next one lifts up and makes the next step. As you can see, I've already gained some momentum for a turn, so now my right leg is getting ready to open up and lift off the floor and plant itself in the next step. So now my right foot has stepped in front of the left foot, and now it's time to pick up the left foot and plant it in front of the right foot, and so on. We keep putting one foot in front of the other on that line, that path. Even though the body is turning, our intent is to always travel forward in that direction. So right here, you actually see me slip into parallel and overcross and step off of my path a little bit. This does happen to me a lot when I do chaîné turns. My left leg is longer than my right leg by a full inch, so my leg tends to travel a little farther without me realizing it. Therefore, when I went to put my left leg in front of my body, I was no longer facing corner number 2. It looks like I overturned and then my body was facing corner number 4. But this can be corrected by just slowing down a tiny bit, turn slightly less the next time, and get your foot back on that path and continue planting them right in front of the other. And of course, right here I veer off to the side a bit because I'm trying not to crash into the wall or kick that picture on the floor. So watch, both of my feet are constantly stepping towards that red circle in front of my body. So while it's true that the body and legs are turning mid-step, the balls of our feet, or the tips of your toes, would plot a straight dotted line. The inner thighs, backs of the knees, and the heels should always feel somewhat confined together, like magnets, or maybe it's your own centrifugal force that keeps them glued together. When we're taught that weird half and half flip-flop version, we tend to open our legs into a wider second position, and then the turn looks clunky and awkward rather than a tight, collected, spinning whirlwind. The feeling is first position, walking towards the corner. The legs hit first position and transfer the weight pretty evenly as you turn, but this is done by the legs leading in front of the body. It is not achieved by hoisting and flopping the body side to side. I hope this slow motion close-up helped you a little bit. Thank you so much for watching. Stay salty.